everyone, and welcome back to Anne's Family Recipe. With Memorial Day coming up, I wanted to share with you an incredible new pasta salad recipe that I tried, plus a festive and easy dessert. First up, I'm making a Caesar Caprese pasta salad. So there's a homemade Caesar dressing plus the elements of a Caprese salad, which is mozzarella, tomato, and basil, all mixed in with pasta. This recipe is from Half Baked Harvest, which is an incredible account I follow on Instagram. She also has a blog, many amazing cookbooks, everything I've made from hers. I think her name's Tegan. The recipes are just always easy, but there's just one or two ingredients in there that just take it totally over the top and everything tastes amazing. And this salad is seriously no exception. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Also, if you're looking for even more delicious party food recipes, I'll link several videos that I have for you in my description box below. I have dips, I have appetizers, I have desserts, tons of desserts. I don't have one sweet tooth, I have all sweet teeth. So check my description box below for plenty more recipes you can make this holiday weekend. For the Caesar Caprese pasta salad, I started by boiling 1 pound of rotini pasta. So I brought a large pot of water to a boil, salted it, and then cooked this according to the package directions. Then I drained it and set it aside while I prepared the dressing. This creamy homemade Caesar dressing is a combination of mayonnaise, olive oil, fresh lemon juice, Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, fresh garlic cloves, Parmesan cheese, and a pinch of salt and pepper. You could also add in a pinch of red chili flakes for some heat, but I didn't think my family would all appreciate that, so I left those out. Then I used my teeny tiny whisk to mix all the ingredients together. I put all of my pasta into a large bowl and then added 2 containers of these marinated mozzarella cheese balls. So it's fresh mozzarella. These are typically called bocconcini, which are little bite-sized balls of mozzarella. They make even smaller ones that are called pearls, I believe, and I think that would be ideal here as far as least amount of effort. I realized once I added the little mozzarella bites into the salad that I wanted them to be smaller. So I grabbed my kitchen scissors and chopped each one of them in half. Also, I did not add the oil from the containers because there was a lot and I thought that would make the salad too greasy. Next, I added 1 container of these super sweet cherub tomatoes and I sliced each one of those in half as well. I'm adding this beautiful bunch of fresh basil, and what I did was stack up the leaves and roll them up together tightly, and then I used my knife to slice these into thin little ribbons. And if I'm not mistaken, this is called a chiffonade. But then you can sprinkle these little bits of basil into the salad and they disperse evenly. Next up is an unconventional but delicious ingredient. You don't typically find this in a Caesar or a Caprese salad, but it's avocado. Now, I was serving this salad fresh for dinner, so I added the avocado right in. But I would say that if you're making this salad as more of a meal prep situation, like preparing it to eat throughout the week for lunches, I would add fresh avocado the day of. And additionally, in a minute, we're gonna add some chopped up romaine lettuce, and I would do the same. I would keep the lettuce separate and then sprinkle it in the day that you're going to eat the salad, just so it doesn't wilt down, so the color doesn't change at all on the avocado, and that all the ingredients are the freshest that they can be. So here I'm chopping up about a cup of romaine lettuce. The recipe says to shred it, but I already had some lettuce that I had prepped for salads throughout the week, so I just diced it up a little bit finer and then incorporated that into the salad. The final step is to add the Caesar dressing. So I drizzled almost all of it over top. I didn't use all of my pasta because I had reserved some of it to serve to my children plain that night for dinner, so I didn't want to oversaturate the salad with dressing. But I think it could have handled all of it. I just tossed it all together until everything was evenly coated, and as this sits in the refrigerator, it will absorb some of the dressing, so it was nice to have a little bit of extra to drizzle over right before we ate. I served this salad with marinated grilled chicken. I will leave my mom's amazing recipe in the description box below for you, but this had fabulous flavor and I highly recommend making it. Next up, I'm making these cherry and blueberry pie sugar cookie cups. So I introduced this recipe a couple of years ago at Christmas time, but one of you commented that it would also work really well for 4th of July or Memorial Day. And I'm using cherry pie filling today and blueberry pie filling so that we have the red, white, and blue effect going on. I'm going for a semi-homemade approach with this recipe today. You can take as much or as little help as you want from the store here. I'm using a sugar cookie mix, so you do have to add in a stick of softened butter and an egg. You could also just use pre-made sugar cookie dough in a tube, kind of the slice and bake style, or if you have your own favorite sugar cookie dough recipe from your family, you could use that here as well. Then you bake it in a little mini muffin tin and fill it with your pie filling, drizzle a little glaze over top, and these are out of this world. So like I mentioned, I'm starting with a sugar cookie mix. I think this has great flavor, but it's a little bit simpler than making the cookies dough completely from scratch. So I just dumped the mix into a large bowl, added 1 stick of softened unsalted butter and 1 egg. And I started with my small spurtle, which is like a wooden paddle style spoon, and I incorporated the ingredients together as best as I could. But I find that with this sugar cookie dough, I end up using my hands just to make sure that all the little dry bits on the bottom of the bowl are evenly incorporated into the dough. Next, I measured out a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar into a wide, shallow bowl, and then I prepped my mini muffin tin. This one has 24 cups, and I sprayed each one with a little baking spray. I used my small cookie scoop to measure out a little bit of the sugar cookie dough, and then I placed that into the bowl of granulated sugar and rolled it around until the outside was completely coated, and then I put the ball of sugar cookie dough into the muffin tin. These baked at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes, and while they baked, I prepared the glaze. I whisked together 1 tablespoon of melted unsalted butter with 1 cup of powdered sugar and 2 tablespoons of milk. I started with 1, and then I realized the consistency was still a little too thick to drizzle the glaze, so I added an additional tablespoon, and it was perfect. You could also add a splash of vanilla extract for some extra flavor. I also thought that instead of the milk, you could use fresh lemon juice, and that would pair really well with the little blueberry pie sugar cookie cups. Once the sugar cookies had baked, I used the back of a wooden spoon to make a little divot inside each one. I have made these before where the sugar cookies have sunk in on their own. This time they did not do that, so they needed a little assistance. So you could use something with a round end to make a little hole in each of the sugar cookie cups, because that is where the pie filling will go. I used canned pie filling, it's delicious, and I used a little spoon to add about a tablespoon worth of both the fruit and the filling into each of the cups, and I did half with blueberry and half with cherry. You could also use a strawberry pie filling for the red cookie cups. These go back in the oven for another 3 minutes or so, and then you'll drizzle them with the glaze. I used a spoon to help me pour the glaze over top of the sugar cookie cups. It's a little messy, that's why I like to do it while they're still in the pan, and then you can use a butter knife to help you pop these out of the muffin tin. Both of these flavors were incredibly tasty, and I love that the sugar cookie dough is kind of unexpected. You think you're gonna get pie dough, but you get this chewy, almost caramelized sugar cookie dough instead, and they are so, so good. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can follow me over on Instagram at Anne's Family Recipe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked my Memorial Day recipe ideas here today. Thank you so much for joining me here in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon.